Greetings everyone. In this video we'll be looking at NCEA level 1 mathematics common assessment task algebra. So in this video I'll be focusing on solving quadratic equations by factorizing and using a null factor law. So when you're asked to solve quadratic equations in the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, you will need to follow some of these basic guidelines. So the first thing is you must rewrite the equation equal to 0 if it is not already written in that form. So that's a really important step, because we'll then only be able to use null factor law to solve this quadratic equation. The next thing you will need to do is fully factorize the quadratic equation if it's not already in factored form. And once you have done that, then you can use the null factor law. And what null factor law means is we can set each of the factors equal to 0 and solve for the resulting equations. And in general, null factor law states that if a times b is equal to 0, so a is one factor and b is the second one. So if I've got a times b is equal to 0, then from this we know that either a must be 0 or b must be 0, because 0 times anything will give you 0, or anything times 0 will also give you 0. And once I've got this information, I can also deduce that there is a possibility that a will be equal to b, where both are 0, because 0 times 0 is also 0. So using this null factor law, we can easily solve quadratic equations. So we'll have a look at the first example. It says solve 3x squared plus 9x is equal to 0. So our first step is to rewrite the equation equal to 0, and in this case it's already written to 0. So the second step says fully factorize the quadratic equation. So we will need to now factorize this, and I've already done methods of factorization in my previous videos. If you haven't already, please do check that one out. You'll need to be familiar with the different types of factorization techniques for this achievement standard. So we'll look for the highest common factor between the two terms, and in this case I can see that 3 is common because 3 can go into 9, and I've got x as well. So in this case 3x is common, so I will factor 3x out, and that leaves you with 3x into x plus 3 is equal to 0, because 3x times x is 3x squared, and 3x times 3 is 9x is equal to 0. Now we'll use the null factor law. So what this tells us is that if the first factor is 0, I will get the final result as 0, or if the second factor is 0, I will also get the overall result if I multiply the two to 0. Now this bracket here means they are multiplied. So from here we can deduce that either 3x is equal to 0 or x plus 3 is equal to 0. So once I've got that, then I will solve for x, and here we know 3 is multiplied with x, so I will move 3 on the other side and I will divide. So x will be equal to 0 divided by 3, which simplifies to 0, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, so I will move positive 3 on the other side, which will read negative 3. So my final answer is x is equal to 0 or x is equal to negative 3. We were expecting two answers because we have got a quadratic function here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.